Going on, guys? This your boy John, a Liquidator, coming back with another video. So it looked like Caitlin Clark has called out Lexie Hall and Sophie Cunningham online. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Indy. Let's get it. Let's go. Everybody had a great holiday, man. Things should be going back to schedule by the end of the weekend, man. I don't know how many videos I'm gonna be putting out this weekend, but we shall put out some content here on the channel, man. With all that being said, I ain't gonna waste no time, man. We're gonna jump right into this thing, head on over to Google. So Lexie Hall made it her business to...
Caitlin Clark stood there almost frozen, unable to believe what was happening around her. It felt like the team she believed in was falling apart piece by piece, right in front of her. And this wasn't your usual gossip about contracts, trades, or off-season decisions. This hit much deeper. This was about trust, unity, and loyalty inside the roster. Rumors began spreading that two major teammates, Lexie Hall and Sophie Cunningham, were preparing to leave. These weren't minor players. They were the backbone of the Indiana Fever. Women she shared goals, sweat, and victories with. Their exit wasn't quiet either. It sent shockwaves through the league and raised questions everyone was afraid to say out loud. What's worse, people remembered the tension between them a few months back, the subtle shade, the public comments that seemed harmless at first. Now those moments look less like jokes and more like warnings. Suddenly, the situation feels like a real turning point, and Clark is left facing the possibility that the team she worked so hard to grow might break apart before it even reaches its peak.
Get on over to Google. So Lexie Hall made it her business to, kind of take some shots at Caitlin Clark. Now, I know y'all is wondering, what? Take some shots at Caitlin Clark? Where is this coming from? Now, this article right here states Lexie Hall waited months to go back at Caitlin Clark. She probably could use a little sun. Now, that is what Lexie Hall stated. It stated, they say revenge is a dish best served cold. And Lexie Hall knows this well. The Indiana Fever guard waited almost 6 months for the perfect moment to get back at her teammate Caitlin Clark for teasing her about her tan line. Now
The tension started building last May over what seemed like an innocent social media post. Sophie Cunningham shared a few photos that quickly went viral, but it wasn't the pictures themselves that caused the uproar. The real spark came from Caitlin Clark's sharp, blunt reply in the comments. Her response instantly turned a casual post into a public spectacle, igniting a back and forth that would define their relationship for months. Fans and players alike were glued to every moment, watching as a simple post spiraled into one of the most talked about dramas in basketball, showing just how quickly small moments can explode online.
Is a dish best served cold. And Lexie Hall knows this well. The Indiana Fever guard waited almost 6 months for the perfect moment to get back at her teammate Caitlin Clark for teasing her about her tan line. Now, this is what Caitlin Clark is clowning him about. So this was from a couple months ago. As you guys can see here, this is Sophie Cunningham Instagram page. And Caitlin Clark quickly got in the comments section and said, little less tanning, a little more basketball. This was 30 weeks ago. These are the photos right here that went viral at the time. This post right here has 130.
Caitlin Clark's comment was sharp and intentional. Less tanning, more focus on basketball. It was classic Clark, bold, competitive, and unapologetically direct. This wasn't just playful teasing between teammates. It struck at professionalism and dedication. The original photos of Sophie and Lexie quickly gained 33,000 likes, showing how much attention this small exchange drew. Her words acted as a public challenge, signaling to the WNBA community that tension was quietly brewing in the Fever locker room, and everyone could now see the friction simmering beneath the surface.
Say last May, which that's what we just went over, Lexie strikes back at the barb that took 6 months to return. In a recent interview with People magazine during the Glam Women of the Year, Lexie Hall took the opportunity to talk about the now infamous photo shoot. She definitely jokes about it. The guard admitted she explained that Caitlin Clark often made comments on here and there, but it's all in good faith. Cunningham didn't hesitate to give her a hard time for the joke. Now, I believe this is what Lexie Hall put out here. Let me blow this up.
Lexie Hall wasn't going to let Caitlin Clark have the last word. She waited almost 6 months, carefully planning the perfect moment to respond. This wasn't a quick, angry reaction. It was a deliberate, calculated move. People often forget that beneath the teamwork and smiles, athletes carry fierce competitive fire. Lexie was ready to show everyone that some slights aren't forgotten. They're remembered and returned strategically, chosen for the moment that will make the biggest impact and leave a lasting mark on the basketball world.
By Lexie and Caitlin remain best friends. Yeah, so one of the biggest conversations is going to be this offseason. You know, I think they have, when is the CBA? Let me see. Today's the 29th. When is the last day of the month? Let me pull up my calendar here. Let me pull up my calendar real quick. The last day of the month is tomorrow. I just thought about that. That was just a red. The last day of the month is tomorrow, guys. So basically, the WNBA has until tomorrow to get a CBA agreement done. Now, one of the biggest talks is going to be...
Lexie Hall's moment finally came during a high-profile People magazine interview at the Women of the Year event. She used the platform not only to highlight her impressive career, but also to deliver a sharp, well-timed jab at Caitlin Clark. She could probably use a little sun, Lexie said, referencing Caitlin's earlier comment about her tan. The remark spread quickly across the WNBA, showing that Lexie hadn't forgotten and was determined to respond on her own terms, making a clear statement in front of everyone.
Tomorrow, guys. So basically, the WNBA has until tomorrow to get a CBA agreement done. Now, one of the biggest talks is going to be free agency. One of the free agents for the Indiana Fever is none other than Lexie Hall. Lexie Hall is due for a major payday. I believe Lexie Hall should be getting her money. Ben said it. Ben speaking about it all offseason, that Lexie Hall, this is a payday year for her. She should be definitely getting paid. But another big question is Sophie Cunningham. Now, we know a few weeks ago, Sophie Cunningham has stated that she wanted to go to a team, the next team she went to, she wanted to buy a house there and basically make that her home.
Sophie Cunningham, who was involved in this social media drama from the start, only made things hotter. The photos that sparked everything were posted on her Instagram, putting her right in the middle of Caitlin Clark's famous comment. After Lexie's public jab, Sophie didn't hold back and joined the back and forth, teasing Caitlin. This wasn't just watching from the sidelines. It showed how tangled relationships and rivalries can be on a professional team. The tension between these players was much deeper and more complicated than fans had realized.
She should be definitely getting paid. But another big question is Sophie Cunningham. Now, we know a few weeks ago, Sophie Cunningham has stated that she wanted to go to a team, the next team she went to, she wanted to buy a house there and basically make that her home, which I think is great. You know, I think that is great that she's looking to do that. But here's my thing. This is where things kind of went south, because a lot of people feel as if, not Lexie, but Sophie was saying that as if she wanted to leave Indiana. And as of right now, I don't know, man. But they're definitely going to be the talk of the offseason.
The People magazine feature made Lexie Hall's comeback official, showing her playful yet sharp dig at her teammates. Her comment, "She could probably use a little sun," wasn't just an inside joke anymore. It became a public statement, making sure Caitlin Clark and the entire WNBA audience felt the impact. It was a perfectly timed, strategic move highlighting the tension beneath the surface.
There being a possible lockout. Now, I haven't heard anything yet about any extensions. They have until tomorrow, really Monday. So Monday is the day that we find out if there's going to be a lockout. Now, what's next is, okay, let's say it is a lockout. You really don't want this lockout going into March or April. Because if the lockout do go into March or April, that could potentially hurt the May starting date for the season, because the season starts in May. Now, we definitely want to have a 2026 season, judging off everything that we...
Despite all the public jabs and competitive drama, reports insist that Lexie Hall and Caitlin Clark remain close friends. This adds a surprising layer to the story, showing how strong friendships can exist even amid sharp rivalry. But now the stakes are much higher. Lexie is a top free agent, likely commanding a huge contract, and her departure would shake the Indiana Fever, leaving Caitlin without a key teammate. Sophie Cunningham has also made her intentions clear, saying she wants to join a team where she can settle down, signaling another potential loss for the Fever. On top of that, the WNBA faces uncertainty with a looming collective bargaining agreement and the threat of a lockout. A stoppage could derail the 2026 season, forcing players to consider alternatives. Project B, a new league offering multi-million-dollar contracts, is actively recruiting top talent, creating a serious threat to the WNBA's stability. If players like Lexie, Sophie, or Kelsey Mitchell leave, established teams could crumble, and the league could lose its competitive edge. Caitlin Clark's return from injury will be closely watched. Can she lead a potentially weakened team? The combination of free agency, a possible lockout, and Project B's rise makes the 2026 season the most uncertain in years. The future of the league, and the survival of women's basketball as we know it, hangs in the balance. Fans are watching nervously as these high-stakes decisions unfold.